Paul Woods here, and we love when we talk Bellezza because we're talking about the finest look and the most expensive Italian gold looks you could possibly find anywhere.
Because Bellezza means the most beautiful one.
Yes.
If you're in Italy and a man says to you, "Che bellezza," he's telling you, you are just the most beautiful he's ever seen. That's this jewelry. When I first created the collection, one of my friends, Sebastiano, said, what you call your jewelry? I said, Bellezza. And he says, of course you do.
Well, it's a perfect name for it, right?
Oh,
okay.
I love these earrings.
These earrings are flying right now.
These
and
are new,
I'm
aren't these new?
Brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new. I told you that when you saw them, we did a little sneak peek earlier on. And I said, when you see them from every angle, this is what's so fascinating. It's like ribbons of gold, but it's three-dimensional. It's that, oval hoop, which is so flattering. It's universally one of the #1 lengths. It's a little over an inch in length. It's 1 1/8 of an inch in the length. This also has that snap lock closure on it, so it's all in one. Paul was mentioning earlier how amazingly popular earrings are, so we decided to make this one of our birthday celebrations. We took $10 off. It will be $59.98. The 5 flex payments is $10. I love that, to get these home with flex pay, with always your 30-day money-back guarantee. These look like an absolute fortune. They're made to perfection. The posts are sterling silver, correct, Paul?
They are sterling silver. I always insist on that because I don't want any strange metals going into your ears in case you have sensitivity. So that's important to me. Yeah. I think it's important to you. Here's what makes our earrings so fabulous. We work in bronze, which lets us use less metal so they're light. But the Italians can talk about this little part right here. You've all seen them. They could talk about it for hours. It really gets quite tiresome because the length, thickness, and shape of this post determines how that earring sits in your piercing. And every earring weighs differently, every earring presents differently. And the way the Italians do this, it's so good that you could have a square piercing and it would still hang perfectly. That's how good they are. Remember, the posts are sterling silver. The little rabbit ears that hold the post are bronze, which means they'll never bend out of shape. How many silver earrings have you had where the rabbit ears bend out of shape and the earrings won't stay closed anymore? Because silver's soft. Bronze is strong, the metal of sculptures. Then we give it the color of gorgeous 18-karat gold. Wow, just look at these on. These are brand new. We've not done this, and it's a birthday price. Talk about celebrate your birthday early.
Yeah. I mean, you put these, I put them on with the Rolo, obviously, a status necklace, right? And I just looked in the mirror and I thought, okay, this is the perfect shape. I love the manipulation of like the ribbon of the gold. So even from the side, from the back, you get to see that movement, that light reflection. It's almost as if you have multiple piercings. The way that they come up.
It does give you that kind of layered look. And one of the things that you can't imagine how hard this is to do. You notice if you look really closely at them, on the inside, they're polished. You're like, how do they get in there to polish that, right? Think about that. What kind of machine could possibly do that? Well, they don't. It's polished when it's in a straight piece of metal, and then it is formed into the earring, so it's polished on both sides. Now, that's an extra expense. We don't have to do that, but by doing that, you get this 360-degree view of all gold. That's what it looks like. And I always tell you, gold takes all the light in the room and gives it back to you as candlelight. And that is what these do. No pull. No tug. I bet you forgot you had them on.
I wouldn't even know. I would sleep in these.
Yeah, a lot of you write and tell me that you do sleep in our earrings. One of you wrote and told me that you haven't changed your earrings in over a year. I was like, wow.
Well, they're classics.
They're classics,
so
and
I get that. I'm one of those
people. That story. Remember, I was in a taxi. I think I told you this story. The woman that was driving it was an Uber, and her earrings were just ratty. I mean, they had the color come off.
I love this story.
And I said to her while I'm writing, I said, do you mind if I talk to you about your earrings? And she's like, that's weird, but yeah. And I said, well, I make jewelry for a living, and I'm curious, like, how long have you had those earrings? She said, I don't know, like 6, 7 months maybe. I said, wow, what'd you pay? She's like, about $100. I was like, jeepers. And I was like, when do you throw them away or change them? She says, when they turn colors, or they break. And I said, let me show you Bellezza. And after we were done with the ride, I gave her a pair to put on. She got out of the car and she hugged me and she's like, "You've changed my life." Well, jewelry should make you feel that way. You should put it on and just go, "Gosh, I just feel so much prettier than I did before."
Yeah.
Gives you that smile, that joy, and you take that joy and you give it back to everybody that you meet that day, who will maybe not say, "I love your earrings," but who will say, "You look really beautiful today."
Yeah.
Because we don't make flashy stuff, right? We make things that look like they're actually gold. And gold at $3,300 an ounce, we don't make modern things in gold. We don't make fashion things in gold because it's too expensive. Nobody wants to pay that money for something that'll be out of style next year. So we make classic designs like this. And that's part of the reason everyone will think you are wearing gold earrings.
No doubt about it. Never in a million years can you tell the difference. That's why many of you mix and match your real gold, going back with your Bellezza. If you're just tuning in, we'll recap what Bellezza is all about. But I will tell you, these are super popular. You get them home with with FlexPay. Yeah, $10, right? $10. And to see for yourself, they're stunning. They're absolutely beautiful. They're ageless, they're timeless, they're dimensional, they're fun, they have a great shape to them. I can't wait for you to get them home and try them on for yourself. It's item number 912253. Happy birthday, HSN. Okay, now only about 350 of these left. I know that sounds like a lot, but we have hundreds of you in the ordering process, taking advantage of all of these beautiful specials and all of these wonderful birthdays.